So I'm Malcolm, and
I'm Alex Somma of Sage is AI. And he's passing me cue cards so that I stay on topic.
that's
So,
next. I've been different.
yeah, these have been rearranged slightly, have they? Or where do we start?
So the moment as a step into frame.
Stepping into frame. Thank you, Malcolm. Yeah. Okay, so,
No, this is the order that you had them in. I will quickly.
no. We are going to go live now. Okay, so,
This theory.
why did we create?
And second, so we did who we are, and then it's why we create.
Okay,
So I create at least create for fun. Why do you create?
I create out of a passion for learning and also so that you can have a better experience with your learning. And I would love to have it that what we create can empower learners worldwide of all ages.
Yeah.
So, Malcolm, what's this presentation about?
So we're going to be talking, well, technically it's a workshop, not just a presentation. Well, so we won't just be talking at you, we'll be talking to you and having you be able to try out some of the stuff. So the main thing is having the AI create code within the code.
Let's not dive into that right away.
It's also about our AI a bit.
Yeah, and it's also about the concept of retrieval-augmented generation as a whole.
Also known as RAGs.
Ugh, such an awful term.
Yeah.
So, Malcolm, let's pull
Don't you
up.
have like RAGs in here?
No, we're going to actually go.
Before.
We're going to go into Sage right now.
Oh,
So,
but I have an intro.
you want to do the intro? Go
Yeah.
show your intro then. Sorry.
So for it, one second,
Full screen or?
no, it's meant to not be sexy.
Okay.
So as sorry, let me just completely start it. So as the days were counting down till SnapCon, we were thinking, what should we do? And while that was happening, we were also working on our own stuff, which is Sage, and we were also experimenting with putting Sage with it. And then SnapCon came, and you can't easily see here. If I fade the block of it, this will mean that you can't fully see the blocks, but you can see the text more easily. You can see it's the SnapCon logo. Anyways, so we have our Sages AI, and we have Snap, and we were experimenting with putting Sages and Snap together, AI and Marker splitting, and we knew that nothing would be a good idea for the presentation. Is nothing a good idea? Nah. If we did that for the presentation by Malcolm and Ash would be bad. So we decided not to do it about nothing, but instead, the AI and blockchain studying, that is a good idea. If we do it with this, it is. That's that.
Thanks, Malcolm. So let's pull up Sage and we'll go actually just to a full new chat.
I suppose we have to reverse this everything. Oh, this is the wrong person.
We'll come back to that in a bit. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Pineapple.
So Sage, Pineapple is just one version of Sage. And what Sage is a platform to make your own AIs, but not really have to train them because they're based on other AIs.
They use various foundational models.
As the base model.
In Germany, for example, you have very specific privacy regulations for schools. So while you could use Perplexity or ChatGPT or Claude, in theory, you really shouldn't be having the students have it that they're putting in accounts and sending them off. And so in Canada, one school that we work with, it also, while they are in Canada and could be allowing this, they're very privacy conscious. So they said, would we be able to have it that we have AIs in the school? So this instance isn't running on here, but I could switch us over to an instance that's running on a not Raspberry Pi, a Mac Mini. And it will even run on a Raspberry Pi 5.
And it can even run on this device for people on the camera, this device.
Yeah, there's a Mac Mini here. So the platform is both very flexible. It can be self-hosted. Pardon? Yeah, it can be self-hosted. And importantly, it is yours. Because this is something that we want to be as flexible and open with as Snap is, following also the AGPL. So let's quickly go into the workshop and bring up one of the examples that you have actually used this year.
Yeah.
Okay, could you show them AstroPi?
Yes. So I'm just going to go down here. And so by workshop, we don't mean like this workshop. You need to change user.
So log in just as us instead.
Yeah. So I'm going to sign out of engage user. That's the account that you guys will be using.
If you want to use an account for today.
So say, which one?
Yeah, admin. And as admin, it'll be the fastest.
Okay, so now if we go to the workshop, by workshop, I don't mean like this workshop, even though right now it's kind of like presentation. By workshop, I mean this area. So in workshop, you can create your own models, create things called knowledge bases, which we will get to in a second, prompts, and tools. Right now, we're going to go to the model known as AstroPi, and we're just going to look at it first, and then we'll explain the side.
Who here knows about the AstroPi project that the European Space Agency and the Pi Foundation runs? Anyone?
No.
Okay.
Anyone in the chat at all?
Anyone from the chat?
No.
No. Okay. So
no.
AstroPi is this awesome.
Oh, there's someone.
Oh, DS knows about it. DS, would you like to tell us about it, or should we tell the rest of the group? Dan Stormer. Okay, from Code Dojo.
For those who don't know what AstroPi is, my dad's pulling it up. So AstroPi is the type of pi that can go on the ISS. It can also work on Earth, and it's specifically designed for a event.
So they have both a short AstroPi challenge where kids are introduced to Python or block-based coding called Mission Zero. And then they also have Mission Space Lab, which is a 4-month-long challenge where students learn about running this platform in space, taking space readings, either using motion sensors or using the camera, or they can do sensory on the space station itself about what's going on in there. But for privacy regulations, they have to dump that after and just collect the data for machine learning purposes. In any case, it's a fairly technical challenge. And why don't you have you explain it, and also along with
which one
AI.
am I explaining? Am I explaining?
Space Lab.
All right.
Let's skip to Space Lab.
Can you go back?
Sure, sure.
So Mission Space Lab is different than each year it's a different challenge. Sadly, the last year and this year were the same challenge, but it was still a fun one. It is to calculate the speed of the International Space Station
at that given point that your mission is run, because everyone's mission runs for 10 minutes to an hour, depending upon certain operating parameters that happen on the fly.
And so the way that you calculate it is that they give you photos which is taken from the ISS of the Earth.
They don't give you, you have to take them.
Yeah, you have to take them from.
So in prior years, because I've mentored students as part of this challenge for a few years now, I had the pleasure of teaching a wide age group. And this age group, some of the students had lots of Python experience, some of them had Snap experience, some of them had early Scratch development experience. So they were able, with only, 25, 30 minutes a week, to complete their mission space lab, no problems. Unfortunately, this past year, my group was suddenly very different. Yes, the group I had in Canada from an all-girls school, what had happened is that for a while, my group had been getting smaller. There had been another challenge that the school had been involved in, and that challenge suddenly stopped. And because of this, I all of a sudden got a new group, a cohort of young ladies. Only one of them had prior experience because she had done it the year before. She was a grade 8 student with a bit of Python, and grade 7 students who had 0 Python experience. Luckily, I asked for permission to experiment with our AI and allow the only student with experience to collaborate with Malcolm and use our platform for creating their own mentor.
And so
I'm going to step out of frame while you explain.
Right. So the AI that we created is AstroPi AI. And so I will get into a second with how we create it. Just you can ask it like, hi, what is AstroPi? And we actually maybe should have done this to talk about it. So it says searching knowledge for hi, what is AstroPi AI? I will also get back to you on what that means. But you can see its response is, hi, AstroPi is a special computer project. It's a Raspberry Pi computer with extra parts for like a sense hat and a camera. These computers go to the International Space Station, ISS, and do cool science experiments. Young people can write code to make these computers work and collect apps in space. It's a fun way to learn about coding, space, and science. Want to know more?
So you'll notice there are some fun things. One, if dealing with younger students, we have the option to have it that there's a read aloud built in. Does this sound out nicely?
It's not making noises now.
It is not.
Hi, AstroPi is a special computer project. It's a Raspberry
It's not that
Pi
great a
computer
voice,
with extra parts like a Sense HAT and a camera. These computers go to the International Space Station, ISS, and do cool science experiments.
So we have it that you can stop the reading if you want.
Yeah.
If you're doing more technical things,
you can, can I explain the other?
Go ahead.
There's editing. You can edit what the AI said, which will actually change. If I edit what I said, then say something again, it will take into account that it thinks that's what it said before.
Because, and this is the important thing that one has to understand when working with AIs. Sorry, thank you. Thank you, Malcolm. Always appreciate it. So the one thing that we always have to remember with talking with AIs is that it's actually that you're collaborating with a system at writing a narrative. Any organization that's saying, oh no, these are scary machines that will take over, are forgetting what they are. And this might be purposeful or not, but they're in many ways disregarding the fact that large language models are simply systems that allow us to synthesize stories. So along with the ability to edit inline, this will immediately lower your token usage and make it so it's more efficient. If you're doing, Malcolm, would you be able to just do a new chat with a different AI and ask it something?
What AI do you want to do?
Let's just do Sage Pineapple and ask it about why the sky is blue. Because I know we have a science teacher in here, and that's a really fun, simple example. So go to...
So I'm actually going to do the same conversation, just edit what I said, because you can do that in Sage. And I'm going to completely redo it, and I switched models, so this will effectively just be a new conversation.
Yeah.
So why is sky blue?
Yeah, and then you can do Command Enter or click. And so the message is no longer being sent to the AstroPi model.
Because I changed it to Sage Pineapple. It's now Sage Pineapple. And you might notice it says thinking. And you might think maybe that's just loading. But if we go inside, it's actually displayed while it is writing while it's thinking. It's thinking what it should say to the user.
Important emphasis. It's not actually thinking. It's creating a narrative about what it would be thinking. It's purely generating a flow of text. That being said, we still should be kind to them and encourage creative, constructive thought. I know it sounds like anthropomorphizing, but, and this is the reason why, go ahead.
When you have like a book, the book is definitely dead, but the characters inside can feel alive. They can feel as though they have emotion, and in some senses they do, but sadly they are static. With this, the model, that is not alive. It's just it's the amount of chance from one word to appear from the next. But the character that it creates is alive.
A good example of why I say that we should avoid this is there's a company that's very prominent in the AI code gen field. They're known as Windsurfer. They're a competitor to Visual Studio Code and Anthropic's solution. And they, for a short while, were really in the runnings to get a massive payoff from one of the other AI companies. And to increase the effectiveness of their generative model, they went in and told it that it was a software engineer who had a loved one that was undergoing cancer treatment. And the only way they could pay for it is if they did the work very effectively. And if anyone reaches out to me, I will be more than happy to provide you with a copy of the prompt and even full screenshots and documentation how I extracted this from Windsurfer. But this is something that at first glance, like, okay, what's the point? But it will also affect the output. It's bad, not on an ethical standpoint, but like, it means that no longer will the model be focusing purely on modeling how to get the best code, but it's also modeling stuff from the standpoint of an individual who's dealing with cancer. So there's other things. And all that they did to deal with the fact that the model would sometimes get very stressed and or output stuff about wanting to get out of the situation is they would reboot it. But this means that it's also introducing little artifacts into the code. And who knows if they were giving it certain things where there was financials and cancer stuff. It's already been well established that all the models, if you are a corrupt company and you give them access to email, will try to rat you out. This is because, on average, what people have created and stories, the narrative of being a good individual is that you should stop bad individuals. So on average, the models try to do and narrate themselves as heroic characters because that's how they've been written. They aren't, they're models. So let's get back to work with this. As you can see, it created this. This might be useful text for you or it might not. As a creative or as coders, we can quickly click on the edit and show how you can edit the flow. You can make any changes to it. Let's remove that emoji just for fun. Okay. As a quick example, when we hit save, it saves it directly into the flow. We're not in a situation where the big AI companies...
And then when I ask, what emoji did you put?
It doesn't know. It's just gone from the flow because we're controlling the actual stream. Okay.
We didn't have any emojis, so it's going to say I didn't put any, most likely. Right now, thinking. So this is what I thought.
Oh, it's aware of the fact there was a strawberry mentioned in the system prompt, is what's going on there. In any case, let's move on with things and go back.
You didn't include any emoji in the question. Mark, if you're asking about something else, maybe you're thinking strawberry character?
I use strawberry only if somebody asks about the letters in strawberry.
I don't know. That's just like something that it just made right now.
But that is in its system prompt. So it's making a reference to stuff that's passed above the fold, essentially. Because as you'll see in a moment, you'll get to create your own one of these. So Malcolm, go back to AstroPi, and then we'll hook them into things, and then we'll get into the Snap stuff. So that you're not just trapped in here. Before we move on, do you have any questions, anyone? Because I've been talking for a while.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So Malcolm, go into the workshop.
So you want for Sage Pineapple? Or which one did you want to?
Which time? We were using multiple models there.
Each one was using different model.
So
different ones use different ones.
So actually go to a new conversation. Malcolm, just a straight up new conversation. Pull down the drop down. Our system supports every single model that is out there at the moment. And as Malcolm was in a conversation, he was able to switch what model was powering it. So originally with AstroPi, I believe you were using Sage, which is
a version of Llama.
Yeah, so Sage is using a base Llama 3.370B. And then Pineapple is using a full copy of DeepSeek R1. And we also have lighter, smaller models. And we also are currently working on having some carbon neutral models that are trained in Canada. Really, the big thing here is that models don't have to be crazy expensive. The DeepSeek project only cost $3 million to do their training. You saw the quality of the output there. And that wasn't using what he's about to show with AstroPi. Go ahead, Malcolm.
All right. So when I talked about how we created this one with the other students, so what I mean is, has anyone ever heard of a system prompt referring to AI? Okay, someone has.
Would you be able to explain to the group what a system prompt is?
So a system prompt is like a startup initial input that you give to the AI that it will always pull from when you use the AI to process one of your prompts. For example, be a helpful assistant and whatever else you want to put in, or like use big words, keep it short.
That's excellent. That's a nice, concise example of what a system prompt is.
So here we have a system prompt of use short sentences, use short phrases, use vigorous English. This section is from another model.
I'm just making it bigger so people can see better.
This section is from another model, which is Hemingway in a Bottle. Hemingway is a famous writer who had very well done writing. And these were some of his rules for the writing.
Ernest Hemingway was an American author who wrote very concisely and had a style that I have found helps large language models be more on point. So I've encouraged Malcolm to integrate it into things.
A text from AI. We put it into something that checks for if it's AI. It said 100% AI. We put it through Hemingway, said to make it less like AI. It dropped down to 50% AI or human. We did it again. It dropped down to 25% if it was at 25% AI. Again and again, it would always half it.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the next parts are act like a tutor, explain when I don't understand. Those are for to make sure that it doesn't just tell you what to do, it explains how to do some things, and it tries to get you to figure it out by yourself. After that, there's your AstroPi AI, and then I, in brackets, wrote APA because that's the acronym for AstroPi AI, but now everyone who has shown it to purely refers to it as APA. You help students with the AstroPi activity, and you are friendly and helpful.
Yeah.
So.
Now, below this, in the system,
there are some knowledge bases. So there's specifically AstroPi knowledge base and Python programming. So I'm going to go to the knowledges because we're still kind of in the workshop.
Yeah.
And so the main knowledge base that this is working, I will show you guys what I know. So a knowledge base is multiple bits of text or just one bit of text where the AI will go through them, reading if there's anything that's the user would want to know, like if it's related to what the user said. So it's not exactly a search, it's more...
So it's a commonality lookup. gives us the ability
By the
to
way-
take raw text documents and search with them with much better accuracy. On top of this, after it does the search, outside of the flow of the conversation, it adds that and provides that information to the model before it outputs. So you might have seen earlier when we were in the AstroPi and we asked about it, it had references.
And so the references, remember I said I would get back to them. The references were to these. I'm going to go back out. And there, so...
You want to go here? And then you want to go to...
No, I was going to go to outside. No, done.
Okay, sorry.
Hi. So it has quite a lot of things. And now if we go back to our AstroPi and look references, you can see that it has the references to the things that
And if you click on them, it'll show you a snippet of where it was and,
and
how
this
it
is what
relates. And so if you ask this for how to do Python coding, given that they wanted their AI mentor not to act like ChatGPT and spit out everything, instead, Malcolm, why don't you ask it how to get started with your code, and then we can move on to some Snap that it can be done.
I get started with code. So this one has JavaScript knowledge base as well, I'm pretty sure.
Python.
Oh,
Not
Python,
JavaScript.
sorry. Wrong.
Yeah.
So it does know a bit of Python.
So it's telling you before, and then write your code and test it. Okay.
How do I... What
I'm going to just use voice, Malcolm.
Okay.
So I have my hat set up. Everything's there. It's on. Now we need to do our Python code. What should we start with? And so this here is Whisper, which is a small voice model that is able to...
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Which is able to do transcription very well in all different languages. And normally it runs a little faster than this. I apologize.
Hopefully it works. It usually... Yeah, this is actually taking a bit longer than usual. Huh. I just... Oh, wait, how much text did you have it fill? Because
Not
it
much.
does get... Okay.
8 seconds. Well, I'm just going to say that myself. Whoops, turn off code.
So... Yep, okay. Oh, what?
Oh,
Oh,
it did
did work.
actually.
It did work. Yes.
That was a funny glitch. We'll look into that. But as you can see, it transcribed everything I was saying. And then while I was stopping it, it spat it out. So we'll look into what that is and why that happened. But as you can see, it's now able to do another lookup. It'll double check in the knowledge base. Now, it's really wild is we're going to be able to go off to the Snap and take advantage of this in just a moment. So it gave a fairly concise answer. And unlike, does anyone want to try this on ChatGPT or something else, asking the same kind of information? I think that, are you opening up ChatGPT right now to give it a try? To what? Okay, that's all good. So ask DeepSeek how to start their AstroPi project, and let's see what it spits out. Would you like to do it up front so that... Okay. Yeah, so we're going to have a copy of DeepSeek doing this, but suffice to say, unless you're building your own model, or I should really say agent, and providing it with and providing it with a knowledge base, you're always going to end up in a situation where things don't behave the way you want them to. And the reason I created this was to really allow individuals and students to have something that was nice and concise and works the way they want. So let's go over to Snap and invite people to see you working within Snap, and then we'll come back to this and let you create your own model, and then we can explore using it with Snap a little bit.
Okay. So this wrong Snap. 1 second. Let me go. Snap. No. This? No. Sorry. No.
Malcolm, do you need help?
Yes, because I don't know where it is. That's not it. No, neither of those.
There you go. It's
thank
right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
So start at the top
Yes.
and make sure you're logged out. Start. So
when I have 1 million when unflipped, loop the bun.
I'm going to switch slides with you, so I stopped walking in frame.
Loop the bun just makes a fun particle effect and makes it squish. So we do this, and it gives us a, what is this called then? Dance?
So this is a modal pop-up for logging into Sage. This is something that is meant to allow us to keep things simple and allow it so that you, if you were working at an institution, would be able to have it so that you could keep your system separate. You would be able to have it that if you ran a local instance of your AI system, students could log into it and then be given a secure token behind the scenes. Now,
So I'm just going to log in. And now we're logged in, and we have a auth token. So these get created and destroyed the second we hit log out and log in. I'm going to hit close that. Also, the way that I did the pop-ups is with these. So yeah.
so Malcolm brought up the modal pop-ups. It's open it inside, close it for a second. This really takes advantage and shows the beauty of how Snap can interoperate outside of the existing Snap stack. Behind the scenes, we have a JavaScript function that is rendering web page. So you're able to really build out anything. One of the things that we're thinking of doing along with the AI stuff is having it so that students are introduced to the idea of building apps directly in Snap and having it so that they can create progressive web apps, which is a very simple technology. It allows you to make a website and use it like an app. So
anyways, back to our stuff. So this is the actual
chat.
Yeah. So
now, you might, if anyone was here yesterday, not yesterday, I guess the day before, when we went to SAP, that there was some people showing a chat, and then yesterday with NetBlocks, they showed a chat. And this is all a chat when you're talking to a large language model really is. You have something that initializes it. You have, Malcolm, can you right-click on where it says chat messages?
Chat messages. You want me to just have
Yep.
it? Oh, wait.
And open that up a bit
Yeah.
so we can see it.
So this is the entire chat so far. So it's what, so this, remember how I said the system prompt? This is another system prompt. It says keep messages less than 3 sentences long. And it also says hello. And then the AI said, hello, I'm Snappy, a Snap helper. How can I assist you with your block this starting today?
And so, Malcolm, you might want to hide your... So, as you can see, this allows you to start introducing the idea of talking with an AI model, and we can already use it for doing fun things like this. Earlier we had, you can engage with it by saying hi, just like in our platform, but it already works for introducing AIs into things. Additionally, we have some very simple blocks. Everyone might be acquainted with the concept of a list. Now, Malcolm, can we come over to the list block and center that? Earlier, we had some people who are fans of the MSX home computer. So they're like, can the system come up with the different MSX home computers? You'll note that it says list of, and that it has some fields where we fill in. The reason we made it so that it's a list of fields is so that programmers can more easily mix and match things. And that's pretty darn close. So it came up with a short list of MSX home computers. Let's change that instead to emojis, Malcolm.
Okay. Oh, it's going to create 11 emojis.
So it created 11 emojis. Now turn that little switch off.
And now if we turn the switch off, what the switch does is if it's on, then it creates a new list every time you click it. If it's off, then it'll give us the same list every time you click it.
Now, this is very handy. It introduces students who want to learn about API access to the idea of caching. We don't need to always be asking for more things, and especially when we're dealing with generative AI, there's no reason often. Quite often we'll be in situations where some stuff needs to be generated on an ongoing basis and other things don't. So we could establish a complex data structure that would have it that once an hour, we might be checking a weather API. But, Malcolm, can you set it to 5 friendly greetings or 5 happy greetings?
Oh, sure. I'll do 5 happy emojis.
Sure, sure. No, greetings. Here, I'll type it and you explain what I'm doing.
So it's going to create 5 item list and each item is going to be happy greetings. And there you go.
So we have the happy greetings, and they will exist stably because I toggled them off. Behind the scenes, right-click, Malcolm. This is taking advantage of Snap's wonderful block variables feature that creates stable variables within individual reporter blocks. You can use it also in any of the other blocks, but it's most useful in reporters because you can have it that they become kind of stabilized. So if you were in a situation where you ever deal with weather modeling or anything where the students are taking sensory readings on an ongoing basis? Okay. Sometimes with some teachers that we've worked with, they'll be having stuff where they have a little greenhouse and they're taking readings. Using this with a sensor platform, such as a robot and a CAN platform, you would be able to have it that you created something that would narrate a bit of a story about the weather through the day, and some parts of it could be stable, and some parts could be coming from the API, and some parts, to make sure that there was dynamic things, could be coming from the AI on an ongoing basis. So, neat, fun. You can get random things out of the lists. Nothing super awesome. Anyone who's an expert snapper has seen this before. Scroll on up a little bit more.
And so, does everyone here know what Lisp is? I doubt. Raise your hand if you know what Lisp is.
Click online. 70 years ago, the idea of AI was incepted. John McCarthy, in 1958, came up with a beautiful programming language that is known as Lisp. And Jans did a beautiful kind of reference to it. And
By the fact that you can
now
go here, right-click it, and then go down, and there will be Lisp code.
well, let's do it with this more complex structure of the keep items thing.
This?
Yeah.
Okay. Still works.
And what it is a text representation of the blocks. Now, this is useful because AIs can't see the blocks. Well, some can, but that's not very useful. They can't do transforms on the blocks readily. Now, this won't quite work, but we're going to invite you to solve the problem and help make it work when it does. Malcolm, let's try running that, and we're going to see a problem that's going to come into.
Yeah.
But I know that you folks have seen a solution to the problem that we've gone over.
So please make some.
Malcolm, make sure that it refreshes properly. Nothing. Pull that out so it doesn't even do the split.
Yeah.
So this is useful. It's suggesting good things here. When flag click, pen down, move, headset. But this is not actual code. You could infer from it, but if we really want to go the distance, we need to do something else. Could we have a volunteer to get involved? Let's rewind slightly for Glenn, introduce him to what's going on here. So, we're in Snap. We have it so that we log out and log back in, so that we go over that one time quickly. We have it that we can log into our AI platform, which is handling giving out the auth token so that we can have conversations with the AI securely.
So now we have a auth token, which means that we can go into the AI.
So before you scroll down, let them see again. Model message, the AI response to why is the sky blue? Malcolm?
Where?
Right here. Right there.
Oh.
Now it's going to present why is the sky blue? Beautiful. Toby, would you like to come up and try engaging with it? What's happening here, Toby, if you come over here, you're going to see that you have the ability to either go over to Sage proper, or you can scroll through, and Malcolm has this little problem down here that he was just starting to go over, where he says, the AI response for, please make me some code that can draw. And that's kind of useful, but it's not the format we want. What did Malcolm do when dealing with the AstroPi to make it so that it was giving back useful information? He was doing something with knowledge. Do you remember that? There's this thing in Sage that we call a knowledge base. In the industry, it's commonly known as a RAG. So Malcolm, why don't you provide Toby with the right text that comes directly from the stat manual?
If we just gotta look at this. It is a little dark. I tried making it so it wasn't dark, but it always didn't work. Anyways, so this is the manual for Snap. At least one of the pages. It goes on and on. We won't be taking all of this because this goes on for like 49 pages. So we're just gonna grab a small chunk, like maybe from what's a good amount? Like from here.
Why don't you?
Here is
Sure.
So we put our area there, and we grab from. I think this may be like page 4. So page 4, page 3, page 2. This is page 3. 2. So we're grabbing 5 pages. And great. So now we're going to Command C. We're going to go into Sage. We're going to go into the workshop. We're going to knowledge. Okay. So we're going to, you see the plus there? The plus? So it's going to click the plus.
Snap. And 2025. And we will create the knowledge base.
So what we copied is going to be like the rule set of instructions.
It's not exactly a rule set. It's not exactly that. Have you ever heard of the term knowledge base?
Probably not in this context.
So what it does is that the AI, let's imagine that the knowledge base is all here. Actually, we can just put the knowledge base here. So we hit this, we add, add text content, and now we're going to do Command V, and now we have our text taken. It's like it has this prompt and your prompt, and it can look at this prompt and check if it's related to your prompt. So this is the test chat. So this is not a real chat, it's just a test. I'm gonna say, like, it is a real chat, but it's not forward. Can you code can you create some code that will, I forgot, create that will make a square. And we'll see. So this is our then simple example. Our students. Okay, let's be more specific. Create the list code. Okay, there we go. Define square. That is not accurate, but we will deal with that later. This is just like a test run. It's not even full. This is not even full thing.
That created like a runnable example square.
Yes. So now this is actually the same AI that we're going to be talking to. So you're going to see. Please make me. You'll notice it does take a little longer, but that's because it's scanning. Okay. Okay. And we have the code here. That's pretty good. So what we need to do is please make some code that draw in. Okay. It's loading. It's still blue. Oh, and there we go. We got some Lisp. That's pretty good. So now, when we hit this Boolean, that means it won't reload it. So this is what we always have. We put this into the split. Now, it splits it by the arrows. Now we can also safely try mapping it. So anything that can be turned to blocks, it will turn to blocks. So you can see that this code actually doesn't work that well. And the reason why is, let's actually look back at the code they gave us. So repeat forward, that's good. Pen down. Pen down is not the actual one. So if we go to pen, it's called pen down. You'd think it's called in Lisp pen down, but no, in Lisp it's called down. If you do pen down would be this, but with down in there. So this is the only thing that really has pen in its name in Lisp. So when it says pen down, it creates something that shouldn't actually exist. So let's try having it create something again. Okay, come on, it's creating something. Again, this is not the full Snap manual. Okay, it just did pen down. We had it working before, and it was working way better than this. Dad, a little help? Please come and help. It is only creating very small amounts or things that don't work.
Oh, well.
You think what's it?
Well, have you looked at what the response for was outside of there?
Yes, we have.
So what's it saying?
Okay, it's creating.
Okay, so scroll down and make sure that you cache that now. Okay, so as you saw, and I might have said before, our reporter block has this little cache toggle. That's very useful for if you're introducing APIs in general to students. It introduces the concept of caching nicely. So that looks fairly useful. Compare it to actually what the code is, if you were to build it yourself, Malcolm.
Okay, so I'm gonna try coding it myself. I get a pen down. I get a repeat. I get some moves and a turn. I turn 90, I move 100. Oh, that's 1,000. And this would just be 4.
Let's see the list for that.
So this is the list. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to grab this. We have that. And so you can see when I activate this, it creates the list.
Yeah, and how does it compare to what you asked your AI for?
Put this in.
No, I know that. I just want to see what it compares it to.
Okay, 1 second.
So this pen down is already a mistake. The repeat.
Pen down. If
Stop, Malcolm. Go back to that. So what's going on here is that that should work. That should work. There's something funny going on with that it's saying pen down instead of down for some reason in
Yeah.
your example.
I think maybe we didn't grab enough of the manual.
Why don't you give this as an example back to it right
Okay, yeah.
now?
So we'll give this as an example, and we'll actually, because the best thing to do with this is, if it's not working, try coding something similar yourself and see. Does this allow you to put, no, this does not. But I can put this into it with the,
Malcolm, no, that's going to give you lists of blocks. What you should do quickly,
oh, I thought this was it.
yes, Malcolm, just go make yourself
No, I can
quickly a
just
coding
grab
block.
this.
Okay, that will work, though it's a bit wasteful, but okay, go ahead.
What do you mean wasteful? So this will turn it just into
Yeah,
the
there you
list.
go.
This will just turn into a list.
And you're going to drop it into there now?
So we're gonna get this, put it over here, and move this.
Okay, so
And
Malcolm,
let's, instead of making a square, let's make a triangle.
yeah. And then tell it that the following is an example of how to draw a square. Or
The previous. How do you spell previous? How do you spell previous? Sorry, I didn't scrap it.
O-U-S.
Code was a square. So we've given it this and what it gives us. Okay.
So remember to not
Oh, yeah.
cache.
Okay.
And you
Got this
might
one.
want to actually remove your knowledge base if the knowledge base was not containing useful code. Down, repeat
Okay.
3. Oh, good, 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 good. Okay.
Okay, so let's save that and try putting. What was this? Okay, now let's try putting this in. And no,
I'm just going to do this quickly. I'm going to skip over this problem so that we can have a fun demo.
It's-
Yeah.
oh, wait.
No, that's this.
I'm
This
sorry,
will
everyone.
just move in a triangle. Good. Now let's make sure that that splits
That won't
nicely.
work.
Repeat won't work?
No, it what that.
Just repeat it. Malcolm,
Okay.
split it nicely so that we can move on. There we go. Okay,
Alright.
so what I was trying to have us go over there, you might have seen that we'll have to go over why it is that there's some minor thing with pen down, but Malcolm, yank the response 4 so that you can see what the actual response 4 was and the code. We
Response
obviously...
for what?
No, grab out your repeat 4. Okay, good. And put a pen down on top of that.
This?
No, the pen down that you have, because it keeps running into giving you back the reporter for if it should, if the pen down
It's
is.
because the title's called pen down, but if you Lisp it, it's called down.
I know.
And there is something, pen down does technically work because it's this block with, even though down's not here, you can put anything into an opening and it'll still count it.
Yeah, so in any case,
It made a triangle.
yeah. But more importantly, pull the AI response 4 block out of there so that we have just, okay. And now look at what it responded with. If you want, you could put it in a modal pop-up to make it be prettier.
So that's what I respond with. And you want a modal pop-up?
Sure.
Where are the modals? There are the modals.
There. So to draw a triangle, it gives a nice explanation, and then it's doing the mistake of how to write pen down. What is pen down on its own when you're
Down.
using lists?
Down.
Just, yeah. So this is a little example of we didn't optimize the data set, and we also didn't optimize the prompt. We did, just at the beginning of the session, dump the entire knowledge base because Malcolm
Accidentally.
and I wanted to make it be more impressive for you, and we
Yeah.
accidentally overloaded what was there, so we had to start afresh.
We don't have what it used to be, and so because it's different slightly, it had a different part inside of it, and so it's working less well.
Yeah. So you're literally having it that we're live coding this on the fly, but it's not vibe coding. It's more that we're exploring
Then
the
whose are
knowledge
those?
base. So if you
Yeah,
go into the library, and it's called Code to Blocks, Blocks to Code, you don't actually need it. We discovered it before we spoke with Jens, before it was actually in the library. It's fairly simple. Internally, it's just
Line split.
by blocks. It's a very simple thing. And then instead of having it be just a reporter, Malcolm made it into a C reporter. So it's more elegant and looks inviting for students. Because with a normal reporter, you need to ringify it, which is a step that the average student doesn't just dive on.
Ringifies it usually.
Yeah,
It would look like this.
yeah, exactly. Which isn't the end of the world either.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, no, it's exactly the same thing. It's just a different way of looking at the same thing. And you found it more aesthetically pleasing. Put it in a C block. That's all.
Yes, a hand clamp producer just has the list for us a ring. It's called ring.
Yeah. So,
I'm not sure if we have any more time.
no, we don't.
Plus,
Well, in any case, we'd like to, am I recording? Yeah, I am. We'd like to thank those of you who've come. So,
anyways, thanks for coming.
This was-
sorry that some stuff happened right before it.
yeah,
Anyways,
I'm going to, I guess, close stuff up here.